No need to have any kind of sportsmanship here. Just pick the overpowered mages in the bot lane and put it in the bag. I was personally thinking most about Victor. Global map pressure method, I would call it. But because, yeah, once you get level 3, then you don't get reduced XP. But we see a fight here in the mid lane. Popping Ghost is care.
Guan going to be going right on towards Xiao. Your flash in for the root, holds him still for the DPS out of Guan, gets the double rock enchantment and will be able to pick up first blood as a result. Zika flashes himself to get out of the way of the undertow, and Hoya going to be plenty happy with that one, but staying up a bit far as Xiaohao comes in for the collapse. He already flashed and ghosted. I don't think Hoya's going anywhere. Xiaohao going to be able to pick up the return.
Hoya just seeing blood there, and
after shoving up the wave, does not want to end up caught too far up with his pants down, the way that he did previously. But
no Psalms.
3 members of Weibo hovering inside this bush. They're going to make a full play on a care, and they do find the flash hook shot to hold him still for the rest of the team to collapse. Xiaohu gets his first of the game. Yeah, he's got to be ready for Camille and the Fury to always be in every bush all the time. It's the only way to play against a composition like this. He's at least going to be able to catch the minion wave, the short shift up through mid, as will be full control over the bottom lane to Elk, so NIP had better make sure they get themselves full value. They already did pick up 3 grubs. Looks like they should have no problem picking up the 4th, but without TPs, not really a good way to get down there and stop Elk from taking turret plates. But will they try to force a play? Wow. Flash over the wall, gets onto Moham, interrupts the hook shot. Photic chasing down, going to be able to connect the deadly flourish. Xiaohao is over the wall, watching and waiting, but that's all he can do, as Moham will get run down by the rest of the team. Guan caught in transit, taking a fair bit of damage, going to have to flash away, but now they've got themselves a spot on towards Elk. Curtain call opened up, CC connects, and an easy 4th shot will give Photic a kill onto his lane opponent.
Earlier, solid 1.4k being built up for Guan, no flash.
Going to get away for now, but that's going to be a charm connecting onto Fugway, and Elk getting his first of the game, and now Guan chased down for a second. Xiaohao claims the reset and claims his second of the game while he's at it. And now a flash forward charm from Xiaohu connects onto Carrot. Is going to turn this into a 3-for-0 play. Weibo making their pick comp count.
They just fully pop off. You got the right of the arcane beaming down. You got this Art Spirit rushing all over you, and you can't escape Xiaohao either. Guan, too late here.
Yeah, no, it's going to be the first dragon for Weibo this game, as they are able to capitalize on the numbers advantage. P compared to 0 from Weibo certainly seems like a foregone conclusion who's going to be able to pick up this Herald, but Weibo are in rotation. They're going to pull the trigger onto Moham, see if they can blow this guy up before the rest of the team shows up, and 4th shot will do just that. Drenchline coming out, going to get dodged away from Xiaohu by calling the pack, but the Rift Herald's already been smited down, and the Realm Warp going to get taken out to safety.
Where is he?
Here. Actually aggressive on towards top lane. Zika had to flash to get away from that rise. Now Xiaohu has to flash, but he's on the wrong side of dodge. Hoya's all over him, and Hoya gonna make it a 2-for-0 play. Now moving forward on towards Zika, who just TP'd in.
Now it looks like it's an NIP favored game. We'll see if that builds even further.
Elder hook connects onto Elk. He's going to have to flash away. Everybody on Weibo has had to flash within the last 30 seconds, and now still going down. Moham gets shuffled back away. Can't be stunned into the wall. Doesn't need to be, though. Guan using supreme display of talent. And
I'm sure the coach is going to have at least an hour-long review about that, but we got a TP coming in from Xiao, who has the ulti. No flash subs for Hoya.
Yeah, Hoya's not getting out of this one. Doesn't have Ragnarok back and available. Is just going to do his best to return fire, but he did pick up first turret gold and will finally be shut down by Xiaohu.
If League of Legends is a turn-based game like tennis, it looks like Weibo's winning this round now.
For sure. As Xiaohu going to look to equalize that first turret, but that's getting matched by Care up on the top side. Just going to be an exchange of towers. Did get that dragon as a little bit of a bonus for the Weibo side.
Pretty good bonus, Gordo, I will say that.
Yeah, you do love to get the Cloud Drake stacked on up, but still only going to put them at 2. They have not been in control of that objective all game long.
Items. So much lethality on this Kiana. He can just do incredible amounts of damage. Even though Xiaohao put in all this work, getting extra kills, Guan has the gold lead.
Good pick up there. Will be able to take it for a second ride. Guan moving it down towards the bottom side, smited down by Xiaohao. Yeah. Now fucking away. stepping on up as there is going to be an engage from Moham, but he's going to regret that pretty quickly. Depth charge connects into the supreme display of talent, and Guan going to be able to clean up that kill. Zika up too far now as well. They do not want to let this one go, and they don't have to. One more overload from Care will be all it takes to send Zika packing. The way that some of the other teams in the LPL are, but their ability to punish mistakes
That's a
with
pick.
this Kiana has been huge. Fungyui's up way too far, brother. You cannot recall in the river. And he
Really
will
cannot.
drop on down. Elk going to be able to get funneled that gold, and he's going to need it. Yeah, I really like NIP staying so close together here as they approach these major objectives. Consciously playing around the threat of this pick composition and making sure that if Moham throws himself in there, it's not going to be just taking one member down in isolation. It's going to be a trade at minimum. And
I would have loved to see them play towards the Realm Warp, knowing that he was going to be really hard to interrupt there. I'm pretty sure you could just reach him with Nefiri, but instead we have this play.
Fungyui on the side, misses his dredge line, but does get that depth charge on towards Elk. They finish off Moham, but it is a support for support trade, and that was everything used by Hoya. His Ragnarok will expire. They're going to back out away, and Guan ends up falling on down. My bad, that was not Fungyui. Going to be able to make that a 1-for-1 here, and Zika stepping up. This is the best shot they're going to get. Hoya falling lower and lower. Xiaohao flashes out. Fungyui looking for more, ends up hooking a dog. That's a squishy, squishy man right there. Guan shows just how much damage this Kiana can do. Ooh, nice hit on the deadly flourish there on the Xiaohao. Might just be what gets this fight started. Xiaohu trying to kite his way out, protect his jungler as best he can, but does get knocked down by the rune prison. Flash in after him from Hoya to be able to clean up that kill. And guess who's waiting for him? It's Elk on the Xerath, forced to flash away.
Wait, where to? Where to?
Curtain call shots, but yeah, there's no safe way out of this one, brother. Here comes Photic off the back of the Realm Warp. Care a little bit too low to take that journey, but that's fine. They've got enough members to finish Elk off either way. Both carries down for Weibo. What they could have done to have this play out differently outside of, obviously just get a million gold lead and win that way, but they were at parity for a very long time, and they've got no choice but to walk through where they have no vision.
Yeah, finally Xiaohu walks into the top, so let's see if it's on time. We might have another 50-50. Please tell me crazy is our game.
Xiaohao looking for the steal, not going to find it. Guan secures the Baron. Zika going for the dive onto Hoya on the opposite side, but will not be able to take him down by any means. Curtain call opened up. Moham taking shots, going to have to retreat. Realm Warp being channeled, and it's everybody on towards Elk. This guy cannot catch a break. Photic now in a 1-versus-1 with Xiaohao, and one that he is actually kiting out. Zika dives forward, but gets exhausted. Takes the public execution out on towards Guan, but will be taken down regardless. Does not have enough distance to escape. Weibo lose 2. NIP secure the Baron. And this game feeling like it's getting completely out of control for the red side.
As a wise esportsman once said, it's chopped. It's chopped. Yeah, I think after this, officially, they're probably completely out of it. They might have of it when you're already dead.
They're going to be able to run this one down. Xiaohao still going to be down for 25 seconds. NIP might look to just end it here. Care still bringing...
Finessing with the steps right here. I mean, Photic, Deathless on the Jhin, 3k gold lead. So much damage dealt, so much gold attained. He's just playing so well on this Jhin. Completely overpowered he is right now.
It's a solid laning phase and has been really valuable with these curtain calls to be able to get these fights started on NIP's terms. Fungyui fishing with another dredge line there, did not end up connecting. There's 2 inhibitors down, Baron buff on 2 waves, still have this for about 10 seconds. They might just try to end it here. Zika locked down by a root prison, not taking too much abuse for it. Another hook comes out, dodged away by Xiaohu. First Nexus turret going to fall on down. Curtain call opened up. NIP looking to go for it. Elk just cannot get away from these shots. Going to get taken down to about a third and going to have to hide back out under the fountain. Meanwhile, the rest of the team going to get blown up by Photic. Elk going to get flash fourth shotted and will not survive the effort. NIP find themselves an ace for Just Care and find themselves a win in game number 1. And number 1 priority has to be, you can't let this Locky get fed. He feels like he is having the time of his life up against Varus Victor Kog'Maw. You're going to have to be able to find ways to shut this guy down.
And they might just dive after the Gromp, level 2, just like that.
They very well could. Looking for it here, at the very least showing themselves. Here comes the wave. Elk gonna be the target, has the flash, but no barrier, and he will drop on down. First blood to Guan, really nicely juggled on the tower aggro by FengYue.
Anywhere right now, I don't know if Xiaohu is gonna find him.
Look back, Hoya, look back. Xiaohu coming in from the river, going to blink forward, going to be able to land that ultimate, and looking for the execution. He's gonna get it. Xiaohu finds... flashes out, actually. Doesn't use the reset E.
Yeah, that's about all they got. I mean, later on, Hoya can maybe aim some chains at him. But is Alec ever surviving this? Chad, I'm going to go with no.
No, not without flash. He is done for. Photic going to pick up a second one here.
He does hectic aggression in the top side. It just enables the rest of his comp to succeed.
Yeah. Weibo are the first ones to make the swap, but NIP are the first ones to touch the grubs here. They get one, or they end up backing away and wanting to pick up that clashing wave. And I think they're going to be just fine with that. They're going to give 2 back over to the Weibo side as long as the full 3 don't go over. Actually, Guan might come over and try to steal one just to see if he can be greedy, reach for a little bit extra. Recognizes that his Kog'Maw Lulu are a little bit farther away for the play. Xiaohu and Care both approaching. Care with a 1 level lead here. Might end up making a little bit of a difference. And they're going to instead just pull the trigger. They're getting on top of this Kog'Maw, and lock not even needed. They blow Photic up. Maybe forgot what champion he was playing for a second there. No chance of keeping him alive through that one, especially without Lulu level 6.
Pretty good spell, that one. And yeah, it seemed like NIP wasn't privy to Xiaohu's position as far as I know, but doesn't want to pop the Purgatory, doesn't want to ult in like that. Knows that if he commits to that dive at Xiao, he doesn't have enough damage, for one thing. There's exhaust and wild growth. But for another, the Trundle Victor was hunting him in hot pursuit, so thankfully gets out on time. But definitely with the amount of investment he's been making away from the mid lane, he's just slowly losing XP and now losing the Drake.
Alone time in the one-on-one for Hoya, feeling very strong in that laning phase at this point. Here's the Paranoia pop. They're going to get in here onto Photic. He's at 1 HP, diving forward, exhaust, shield, ultimate, everything comes through, but not enough. Will not keep that Kog'Maw alive. Weibo get their man. And now they're going to look for some more. There is the Purgatory thrown down, flashed away from by Guan, but Xiaohu not done. Going to keep them from backing out away as the minion wave collapses through, but off of that Glitter Lance and take full advantage. Living Artillery connecting from Photic to really bring that damage home. As they're going to take advantage of that health lead and start up onto this Rift Herald. Should be able to secure that one, no problem. Weibo juking towards the bottom side. That was a TP out of Xiaohu. Pressure this bot lane turret. Should be able to pick up first turret credit off of this one. More gold into the Locks pocket. And control around the bottom side for this upcoming dragon in just about 20 seconds.
Credit, because he didn't really want to TP in there. It's really, you want to immediately snap respond to knockdown ults with TP because you kind of get this 1 second window to do so. But unfortunately, he is going to have to rearrange the entire map now because of that. You know, York was able to chunk his tower down to just 1 plate. They weren't even really able to get the Drake. So after all, it's a pretty even play. It's just that Hoya has no TP now, and that's a 7-minute cooldown, Mr. Goto.
Yeah. And does certainly mean that they're going to be vulnerable to follow-up plays. Here comes another Paranoia into the backline. This one going to be all over FengYue, and this guy's got no flash. He will drop on down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade as they are able to return fire on towards the Nocturne. Care trying to stay alive for as long as he can. Zika will eventually get him down.
Seems like the game is just going to remain in a relatively even state, and it's just going to be a matter of who slips up.
Oh, and speaking of slipping up, FengYue going to walk in towards a bush that is not warded, and Xiaohu's going to try to dive onto him. Can't quite get the damage. Finally gets the execution, but it's going to be in exchange for his own life. He couldn't hit the threshold even with the Purgatory, and FengYue just survived way longer than he expected. Looking forward to not go his way in that 1-for-1 exchange for the support. It's pretty rough. For Weibo, all said and done, and FengYue is going to be plenty proud of what he was able to bait out there, and he's definitely going to be typing worth in all chat.
Necessarily compound much on the scoreboard other than a dragon, but little by little, NIP has been having successful looks, but then again, Xiaohu attaining even more solo gold. They're not getting overall beneficial plays, but Xiaohu's just getting richer and richer. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even going to comment on which TP I liked more or less, but they don't think either of them were too great. Looks like Kogma's going to have to burn all the spells.
Looking to dive on towards Photic, manages to stay alive a little bit longer, but he dies post-flash. Certainly gets proven correct here as Hoya finds Moham, forces the flash out there. Nice Chains of Corruption usage from the NIP top laner. Xiaohu coming in from the top side, but he is all alone. This is a solo mission. Connecting a couple of nails on towards Photic, but not seeing an angle to pull the trigger. Looking for a huge Purgatory. Does get it out of multiple members. The reset's coming through from Xiaohu. Pop it off in the team fight. A triple right off the bat. A double for Elk. A clean ace for Weibo Gaming as they find the perfect team fight in the Baron Pit.
Gordo, if only you could see the expression on my face right now. It just disappeared, all 5 of them, just like that. It was just out of thin air. Triple kill from Xiaohu. That was a near dead even game state when out of nowhere just get a 5-2 that just blows it wide open. The most goated AD carries we've ever seen. I'm glad to see that he's having a good performance here. I don't want to see Weibo just get knocked out just like that. Keep it interesting. Fight like this, I love it. And you know what else is so great? Xiaohu just claimed like 4 souls in that Purgatory probably, so this execute's going to be even more serious now. And the amount of damage Weibo has for this siege is...
We're able to represent. The Trundle's going to be a big threat. But now Weibo are so ahead. Trigger getting pulled out of Elk. He's going to be the first one to fall down. Gets a reset onto the Chaos Storm. And Weibo immediately have to back away.
3,500 kills for Elk, but another one in the death column there. Kind of keeping him away from the 4,000 mark. They don't know if they would... He needs to stay alive in this group Nirvana to keep getting more kills, right? He needs to get into the play-ins. But NIP find themselves a pretty sizable look here. That is a huge punish. If they get 3rd Drake as well, the entire composition of NIP has a win con now. They have a win con now.
Yeah, I mean, the Hextech Soul would certainly give them plenty to be able to fight back into this one. They're going to be able to pick up this bottom lane tower as well. They did give up mid inhibitor for the effort, so that is going to be a big task for them going forward. But you know what? That is going to be their #1 mission for the foreseeable future. Still down in gold. Here goes the trigger pull. It's on to Photic. He flashes back away. Everybody's here to collapse onto Xiaohu. He does manage to get his man, and they are not able to trade back. It's a double kill to Xiaohu. He's looking for more. Goes into the stasis, but Guan's able to back far enough away. They will be able to take down Xiaohu for the effort. Xiaohu staying alive with sub 100 HP, and Hoya getting picked apart by Elk. Goes into the stasis himself, has to flash out to safety. Zika's on top of him, gets him down with one more Q. Guan pushed back into the fountain. Care much the same, and with 4 members still alive, Weibo are looking to slam the door shut onto this game before it goes any further. 1 Nexus turret still left alive. Damage being pumped out by Care as much as possible. Guan still healthy to be able to step up here and try to clear out these waves, but the 2nd Nexus turret has been taken down, and nobody can push Weibo back away. Paranoia back up, cast to jump forward onto Fengyue. Guan falls down, and so does the Nexus. Weibo Gaming taking us to game number 3.
Kog'Maw, who kept getting dove and dying, but now we have a last pick who actually is an extremely effective counter into the enemy trap. So maybe, just maybe, there could be a poetry here of...
Almost would predict against getting into a super late game scenario, but if it happens, it happens, and we'll see just how influential the Tristana can be there. Meanwhile, NIP trying to start up this first dragon here. It's a flash engage from Xiaohu. They're going to pull everything in onto Care, but they can't finish him off. The healing from Fengyue going to keep him up way longer than they might have expected, but they still cannot get the trade back, and eventually Care falls down anyway. The lockdown on the Fengyue from a nicely placed solar snare from Elk will turn it into a 2-for-0. Weibo walk away with a win in the first fight. Where the members of Weibo are coming from, both top laners descending. You got to give that respect over to Hoya here, the amount of burst he can bring to the table. 1 Grub going to fall to NIP, and this fight isn't done for yet. They're going to dive forward onto Zika. Doesn't quite have the Mega yet. Loses a fair chunk of health, but will be going Mega here before too long. NIP have to show some respect towards that threat, and they will exit up through the top side. So Weibo going to be the ones who walk away with 2 Grubs in a fight where nobody drops.
Total slow burn fight, and you see the look from Care there, kind of shaking his head in disbelief or in discomfort. He thought that NIP could make something happen there, but the patience and the tethering from Weibo. NIP got control over this river, but Weibo doesn't want that to happen.
Oh, and there's an engage coming through onto Xiao, who lines up the CC with the gold card to guarantee the arrow, and that guarantees the encore. No chance for Xiao to move. My man is a spectator to his own demise as NIP make their first pick of the game and will secure the first dragon.
That's the power of the Ashe. I mean, the amount of crowd control from the side of NIP is extremely high from this Twisted Fate Ashe Seraphine. And what was really interesting was we saw Xiaohu purchase the swiftness boost there. If there's one thing I've gotten to learn working with a former LCS player, I'll hold that thought. Elk, does he hit it? Parry?
Oh, down. They do get the lockdown. Elk gonna try to run this one out, and it's not gonna be enough. Really well-placed arrow from Photic.
And now there's some serious consequences.
Oh, Moham tries to TP back to bot lane. Hoya interrupts it, but he gets immediately punished. Xiao Hao jumps out of the bushes, kicks it back into the team, and that's going to be a kill for Weibo. But now, what does Elk do? His backup is not coming. Moham's spellbook TP interrupted. No backup for Elk whatsoever. He will be dropping down to Photic.
Somehow, someway, Hoya forces a 1-for-1 with Elk.
Hoya does have access to his TP as well. Doesn't look like the call is going to be to just take the turret gold, and they're going to give this dragon over to Weibo.
Yeah, so they're gonna secure the dragon as Weibo, but the real question is how worthwhile is it? Hoya gonna compensate immensely for the gold lead that was built up against him. You know, he's gonna really close back in on where this gold lead once was and perhaps should be. So that's nice for the side of Hoya. And how about this?
Wait, this one is
Based?
Hoya. Hoya's coming to make a play onto Xiao, who can't get the interrupt in time, tries to just top deck a gold card, but it's blue. No luck, but Hoya will just get the TP second turret right into his pocketbook right there. They don't choose to rip the Herald themselves, but they did successfully disrupt the take from Weibo. Is Weibo going to try to get some control back? Meanwhile, there's a pick onto Xiao.
No mercs, brother.
Encore connected, as did Gold Card, and Care will be able to finish him off.
About how good Care is of a player. We talked about with the stats we were highlighting. I mean, that was so well played. I don't think there's any answer here from Weibo even. I mean, he gets the first pick on a Xiaohu, again with the chain CC, again with the no tenacity punish, but then the way he knows how to navigate against this Mel, you see how he just chucks the red card with the Proto Bell. So I don't want to split to end like this. They low-key need this win to keep their independence alive in this group. They don't have control over their fate if they lose this, and Xiaohu's kind of having a under subpar performance. I want to see Xiaohu come back to life.
Will NIP look to collapse and try to make a response? Doesn't look like it.
They won't.
Photic taking a recall. NIP just say, hey, we don't need to take these fights around the dragon. We can continue to just play the side lanes, continue to farm up, continue to let our marksmen scale. And 2 dragons, not the end of the world.
Now, I find that very interesting. I just feel like it must have been a rapid fire and Hoya has his items, then they can fight. But right now, it's NIP's gold lead's kind of fake.
On towards Guan. He's going to try to kite this one out. Should have to throw down the Crescent Guard, does do so, and just like that, Weibo does basically nothing to him. Zika teleported in on the back line, just going to get jumped to by the Xin Zhao, loses his TP shield. Is forced to retreat back to the rest of the team. Care stepping up with his gold card. Gonna have to throw it on a Moham, who does flash, scoop Care in, but the follow-up is not there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow stops and engage on the opposite side. Xiaohu basically gets nothing done as a result. Now here comes the encore, connects onto 2, locks down Zika. He gets exhausted, he gets buster shotted away. Perhaps a bit of an error from Hoyer there, but he's gonna be able to jump forward, gonna be able to get the resets, gonna be able to clean up the kills anyway. 1 to Hoya, 1 to Photic. NIP take the fight, and they're gonna take the Baron.
That could be the straw that breaks the camel's back here. I mean, that's going to get them the Baron. They're going to have all the tempo in the world. They're going to be able to siege all these towers. Really going to enable their composition. They're getting all the gold they need to get those specs we were talking about. And then we have this too.
Yeah, we've seen this one before. Walks up towards the bush, doesn't know what's in it. Turns out it's Twisted Fate. Gold card connects. Xiao Hao going to look for a miracle steal. NIP just going to have to play responsibly. Whoa. Here comes on in. Dragon's Rage through the team. Good idea, but not enough to kill Hoya. Not enough to kill the Baron. To Photic on the Enchanted Crystal Arrows again here. Love the call to just launch it at the ramp. Nails Xiaohu as Moham starts the engage off. Stops the chain CC. Stops any kind of...
right there. All of his inputs were, it felt like robotic. The way he snapped up the gold card. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world on the first pull. Make sure he gets the stun and the flash. Then pops the ulti. Xiaohao goes for one of the quickest Lee Sin kick flashes I've seen. These kick flashes from Xiaohao are instantaneous, it feels like.
Paying off time and time again, and now they're really starting to scale up this one. Zika looking for a big flank on the side, does not have access to the Mega Gnar. Encore comes out, connects onto 2. Zika about to go Mega, but locked down here by the beat drop and will be taken out. Xiaohu trying to find a big Tibbers play. Hoya going to be able to immune it with the rocket jump, going to be able to reset across the team fight, and going to be able to make it a 3-0 for NIP, and it might be more. Care running parallel to Moham, wants to find this low HP Rel with the wild cards. Might have to settle for Elk, might have to settle for nobody, as the Weibo bot lane escape with their lives, but they're the only ones who can say so.
Look at a 5-digit gold lead now. Just look at those numbers on the scoreboard where all the gold is sitting. This game is out of hand for the side of Weibo. This Annie is just practically never going to be useful. We see Mercs, we see Null Magic Vandal, we see Cleanse, we see Mikhails, we see everything. We see just how behind they are, and I'm so afraid to say it for Weibo fans, but on this Xerath, on these Pixies, just getting gapped by Photic here. Many would consider one of the lower tier 80 carries. I'm just going to say it how it is, but unfortunately for Elk and Xiao, who are GOATs, this is their last stand.
Create themselves that numbers advantage, but easier said than done.
Feels like NIP is aware of the risks from the bot side, but Xiao pulls up anyway.
There we go, punishing Pair for looking for that stun, but he is going to get knocked back into the team. The stasis does a lot. Really good encore from Elk. Gets it back on towards 2, but it just does not matter. NIP have got the lead. NIP are far too ahead for any kind of rebuttal encore to make a difference. That's going to be the ace to them. They're going to clean house in this game number 3, and NIP, undefeated, are going to lock themselves in for the play-ins.
Make things scrappy against some of the top teams in the league. Take games off of them because of that chaotic style. We've seen other teams like ThunderTalk also take advantage of this kind of more volatile playstyle that has shaped the meta over the recent weeks.
Those camps. Level 6 now hit here by Tongyuan, and there's going to be all this focus moving into the top side. Lulu's already recalled. Zhuo and Jackie Love are still in their lanes. I think this should be an advantage, and this would be Tien getting level 6 if they get this.
They are here first, and knowing that Hung could be at this Scuttle Crab, end up punishing him and taking first blood. Public execution goes down, though, and the Purgatory will execute Zweon, as it's now a 3v2 with Chris joining the party. Shockwave only finds 1, as Tongyuan still remains alive and will take Tien down for a double kill. Top Esports trying to punish down bottom, though, but Xiaoya able to survive the 1v2 underneath his turret. One more Mystic Shot and an auto attack should be able to finally finish the kill, and Jackie Love gets the credit for that one. So overall, a 2 for 2 to open up our game, with Top Esports netting a slight gold advantage.
And Tongyuan getting all of those kills is really problematic. It's a lot of gold and maybe a double kill now going over. Crisp is here.
Ooh, that
He's going to try to save this kill for his jungler.
Got some hands, the glitter and slow. Gonna also tag Zhuo. Hung not able to land the Sonic Wave, so it will just be Chris finishing up Jackie Love, and Hung taking down Zhuo. 2 more kills into the hands of LGD, and they have come here to play in our opening match. Playmaking potential on LGD, and we thought the Top Esports might have tried to jump them a little bit around that top side, but LGD able to punish, and they're looking for another play onto Cream. The Sonic Wave goes through the flash, and Tongyuan goes on a killing spree.
His ultimate, and he has just a blink that does damage and resets when he gets kills. Like, this champion is ridiculous. The gray health that he has access to on his W. When you're a control mage, you want to take long, extended, multiple combos being sent out. Just not available for him. Great solo, great 1v2 there coming on through, and Tongyuan getting another kill.
The grubs because of that death in the mid lane, but Cream was able to teleport back and make it even numbers game again. Speaking of, not going to be the case up on the top lane, as Zweon's already dropped the equalizer, but he's going to be kicked right to his demise. Hung gets another one into his back pocket, and it's 6-2 now for LGD. Tongyuan could be the play on the opposite side, though, as Tien is landing the audacious charge onto him in the mid lane. A huge chunk of damage, and finally a shutdown goes into the Orianna's hand.
Okay, LGD, what else do you got in store for us? You got a lot of playmaking still available. You lost those grubs, but I think right now we're not seeing a ton of turret damage. And ultimate from all the way downtown. Doesn't land, wrong zip code. We're gonna put it on a return to sender. Vision of it happening, but seems like they want to make a play on mid.
Yeah, Cream doesn't have flash still. Nice in second from Hung. The Shockwave only going to deny a little bit of time so far for Cream, but LGD should be able to chase him down. Killing spree in for Hung, and now a teleport gets sent in by the Mbessa. Bertle looking to try to even the numbers game here as Hung comes from mid down to bot, and will look for the play. There's the public execution onto Jackie Love, and the Encore doesn't do a whole too much. Zhuo has to flash away, but they're getting deleted by LGD. Already a 2-for-0 as Weon has now entered the fray. Equalizer not finding a ton, but the Enchanter Crystal Arrow locks the Rumble down, and now TN's the only remaining survivor on his side of the map. Lands the win, becomes lightning, gets a little bit of a heal, and has to flash away. Paid for it in spades. It is 10-3 now on the map, and LGD trying to make it 11. Zoyan getting dove by now 4 members of LGD, and this Rumble has nowhere to go but back in the grave for 26 seconds.
Such a big win. Look at the map. Where are Top Esports responding? Oh, that's right, nowhere. A turret will go over for their troubles. It seems like they will get first turret here for Top Esports. That is commiserations for what is in a
bit of a larger hole than they probably would have liked to be in at the 14-minute mark. Maybe a bit of a caster curse for us. We were hyping up Zoyan, and now he's 0-4, but it feels like it's not all his fault anymore like it was maybe a few minutes ago. Top Esports would have been maybe comfortable fighting down 1,000 gold. Now that it's 2K, could be a different story, but they might not have the option to say no as the arrow comes in onto Zhuo, and Tong Yuan lands another execute with the Purgatory. TS going to try to burst it down this Herald, and Tien does land the smite, but it could be a one-way journey for him. The Crescent Guard not going to do anything, as now Bertle at the public execution underneath the tower will find the kill onto Cream. It'll be a 1-for-1 with a shutdown going into the Ori's hands, but still a good trade for LGD on multiple areas here on Summoner's Rift. Jackie Love now has to shift away, and Hung's continuing his pursuit.
He's dead.
That Sonic Wave, the Resonating Strike, and the Dragon's Rage sends him all the way over to the bottom side, where he'll remain dead as LGD take another Drake.
LGD are just making it look easy against Top Esports right now here, Grapes. I mean, the map situation was awful for Top Esports. You had an Mbessa facing off into an Orianna, and Orianna had 0 ways of playing. Look at the bottom lane right now. All of those wards placed by LGD make it impossible for this Orianna to step back up.
Is heavily aggressive in the first 15 minutes. And they have certainly been rewarded for it, as you mentioned. Hung on the Lee Sin, 6-1-7. Going to try to make an impact in the mid lane is TES, but Chris just able to flash away from the audacious charge.
They're able to try to contest, and it makes these lanes like death sentences. I mean, Swayo might be dead, and he's not all that far up.
Another ward hop kick. Hung has been on fire here in this game. Kill goes over to Crisp, because why the hell not?
To get earlier on into the game. And now Dragon's going to spawn in a minute and a half. This play's really got to work for Top Esports, baby.
Yeah, they're sending the kitchen sink down at the LGD top side. Public execution immediately on to Zoyan, and Bertle's able to use every dash in his kit. Until his reset. TS do have that 2-item power spike on Cream.
He's nowhere near the fight now, though.
Could this be enough to overcome a 7,000 gold? The public execution going in immediately onto the Ezreal. He flashed away, but right into the arms of the Lock, who takes him down with the Purgatory and is hunting Zhuo down on the backside. Dragon secured by Hung, and Bertle unkillable against 3 members of Top Esports. He'll eventually drop to Zoyan, but he's bought more than enough time to allow for Tong Yuan to finish off the rest of the fight. It is still Zhuo doing a lot and helping his top laner, but it
gets tougher and tougher now as Top Esports. The game's getting further and further away from you. Bertle, level 15.
Looking for a pick here. Mbessa not connecting the ultimate. Bertle will go down. That is a big pickup here for Top Esports. We'll see what they can do off of it. Should certainly be this top lane tier 1 turret, but no with real threat at a Baron at this point.
Lock still pushing out bottom lane. Swayon can hold this mid wave. This might turn into more gold here for TES. They'll get this next wave. It looks like instead of pushing for more, cut away at, but LGD are still incredibly dominant, and they're the same level, and I'm pretty sure Tong Yuan actually wins this.
Dueling this out between Tong Yuan and Zoyan. Zoyan flashes on top of the Lock, forces him to go golden, and it's not a 1v1 anymore, as Cream has arrived. Picks up a 900 gold shutdown.
That attempt onto Nashor may not seem like a lot, but to me it feels okay. The game is starting to get away from us. We're starting to slip away from...
Really can scrap things out. including Tien on this Xin Zhao. Has the Guardian Angel, so can really play with his health bar, but it's the backline that is getting targeted once again by Bertle. He flashes him, but he tried to land the Encore. The Wild Growth going to allow for Zhuo to go down. 1-0 already for LGD as the Equalizer comes out and doesn't do a whole lot on top esports' side. Crescent Guard buying a lot of time for Tien as the Guardian Angel been pocked by Hung, and he has to use a safeguard to try to get away. Shockwave lands onto Xiaoya, and top esports find yet another kill. It is still 3 members of LGD on the run.
What are we doing? Why are we doing yakety sacks here? Hung, send it, brother. That's a Lee Sin Q with a one-way trip on it.
Oh, thought about the 50-50, ends up backing away. They don't want to go for the full 5v5, and TES going to deny the soul. Eventual soul fight that LGD are gonna want to claim for themselves. It is Xiaoya who immediately gets targeted by Tien, but the Wild Growth goes on top of him. Zueyan could be in some trouble now, though, as Hung and Tong Yuan are going to try to chase him down. He flashes away, and that's another big cooldown not available for the Rumble, as the Dragon does end up coming back alive. Notably, Hung has his GA back up, so that cooldown once again at his disposal. What a kick by him! And Cream's already down! Crescent Guard comes out from Tien, though. He's buying a lot of time and still has his GA. Bertle with the public execution finds Zhuo, but it's a double kill already for Tong Yuan, and he's looking to clean up the rest. A triple for the lock. Chasing down Tien and has the Ash in pursuit. Ritual Nail's going to try to chase him down. It's going to be a quadra kill for Tong Yuan. Zhuo on the wrong side of the map. Tong Yuan's going to look for the penta, while the rest of his team will look for the game. LGD smash the fight around the Drake, and they will be able to not get the penta for Tong Yuan, but pick up a Game 1 win over Top Esports.
4 kills, but I also explode their Nexus. Yeah, I'll take that trade any day of the week. LGD being able to bounce back and maybe abusing a post-nerf lock to get themselves a win. Him and Hung look unstoppable in this Game 1.
Top Esports had won 10 straight games of League of Legends, their last loss.
And burst your opponents, whereas Top Esports, again, very plain, but it is a consistent enough team composition that I think LGD.
Hey, we moved back to weekend, so that's
true.
Not the case over here. As we get an early invade for Tien. On to Hung. It's blue buff. Already has that Conqueror proc, and Cream has that push, obviously.
You
so
don't
we'll
win
be
this.
able to prioritize this. Hung has the lethal tempo proc, but now he's going to have some assist, so he flashes over to pick up first blood as Cream ends up trading it.
And got interrupted on his clear. Now his ability to get onto the map, those timers are a little bit weaker. Xiaoya, brother.
A lot of shielding, but not going to be enough. Jackie Love just picks up the 2v2 kill down there. Very over-eager.
Tien will start up this dragon. Oh no, he's going to go for a scuttle. That'll give him his ultimate, and then they'll be able to contest. So, oh boy.
Jackie Love, he steps up in spite of having vision on Hung the entire time. The paranoia comes out. Jackie Love pops the barrier. Should be able to survive it, and goes Tien with the 3-man cataclysm. And LGD get baited and switched right in front of their very eyes. Jackie Love gets the kill onto Xiaoya, and Hung is still on the run. Tether
No
going
way.
to connect at maximum range, and Zhuo gets kill number 2. Prepare himself for the onslaught that the Zehen can provide in the side lanes once we get later on into this game.
Both of them decided to do this because both of these champions have auto attack modifiers, right? You have the W from the Renekton, which gives save. No, I got camps to do. All right, well, hopefully we can win bottom lane.
Jackie Love doesn't have flash. Remember, they utilized it around that dragon fight just a couple of minutes ago, so that tether going to connect once again, and the Culling gonna give Xiaoya a big shutdown and finishing off Zhuo as well. A big turnaround for LGD down in the bottom lane as they get 2 much-needed kills into their Lucian.
Down half a level or a little bit under a level here. Finally matches opponent.
With the perfect execution forward. We also have the paranoia coming out, waiting for vision to be generated. Hung goes in, takes down Jackie, flashes into the fear onto Tien as well, and it's a double kill in for the Nocturne. Zhuo has to use the blast cone to escape. Another great opportunity found here by the LGD jungler.
And again, these solo lanes, yes, it is minor leads right now for Cream and Zueyan, but this Akali is going to be able to have 1v1 kill pressure onto this Aurora later on into the game. Laner and Group Ascend may have made some people balk. So far, I mean, he's doing it against Cream. He had some pretty decent performances against the rest of the mids here in Group Ascend. Herald goes over. I mean, Cultivation of War doesn't matter. Zueyan, you don't have ult. Okay.
I'm going to get some healing here with the Grim Deliverance and proccing the passive, but now the HP advantage certainly belongs here for Bertle. And the Dragon is still up for the taking with Top Esports controlling the river.
No perfect execution just makes this fight so much tougher. We're getting a teleport back in. LGD might lose the dragon, but they're going to look for a team fight win right afterwards. Cream, this damage onto Crisp is not real, brother.
Smite secured as Top Esports deny the soul stack at the moment for LGD. Teleport from Tongyuan not yielding any fruit, at least just yet. Issues the active.
If LGD hadn't expended some of their abilities right before this fight, they could have turned that and won this fight outhandedly.
Tongyuan has that ulti now, and so does Hung. They go straight in onto Tian and punish him at his own red.
Teleport. So Bertle's just going to have to give up this wave and likely the entirety of this structure. A little bit of gold going back to TES, but I think you're getting so much from this. Top lane plates, mid lane turret. This is an expensive trade coming in for Top Esports.
Could be the entirety of that mid lane power as Top Esports instead looking to dive Bertle, who pops the Grim Deliverance, won't be able to stack up the passive, and Zweon will get the kill. Hung chasing him down potentially with the bot lane still.
Plates in mid here, and the Crystalline Overgrowth grew just enough. So LGD will finally get themselves the mid-tier 1. They end up trading 1-for-1 in turrets, but I still like this here for LGD and makes them a bit of a lethal killer in mid lane. Or in this matchup versus our top lane.
Paranoia coming out on top of the calling. Jackie Love going to be the instant target. He gets away from the tether, but still going to be chased down by Hung, and Xiaoya ends up picking up the kill. 1-for-0, and now Zhuo going to be taken down next. A double kill in for the Lucian. Zweon has popped his dominus. Teleport coming in from Cream as well. Grim Deliverance out onto Tien. He gets dragged right back in, and Xiaoya could be looking for a third. Tien ends up flashing away, but with a numbers advantage. It's LGD winning out on the fight.
But the Baron is just being started up, and now Jackie Love and Zhuo are still sitting in the base. Teleport from Zweon, and Top Esports are going to need a miracle and a half.
Yeah, Tien rushing back to base, but he's going to get focused down already between worlds from Cream. Hits onto all 5 members, and LGD peeling away from the objective to look for the kills. They will find Zweon. But with Jackie Love and Zhuo respawning, Top Esports succeed in their mission in canceling the Baron, and they could even have picked off Hung. Flag and Drag will connect onto him, and Hung might have gotten caught out trying to recall, but Crisp is here and the reinforcements have arrived. The Ultra Mega Fire Kick blocking Tien out, and LGD will take 2 more deaths.
And you're still going to get run down, and we come back to life, and now Cream, I mean, he's just dead underneath this turret. Tongyuan flies in with a perfect execution. That'll be the turret to follow. Maybe even the Baron if LGD really want to push their luck.
They don't have a ton of damage onto it just yet. They're just going to take that group ascend as they search for their second series win.
Be massive for them to win this series. I always come back to itemization because it's one of the easiest points that you can just win free points and kind of help your team win. I pointed out the Echoes of Helia. I would love to have seen Zhuo actually go for the Mikhails. I think the minuscule heal that's attached to this item, very, very large. So Baron being started, and I like this play here from Bertle. What does he do? He just TP Aura in front of Zweon.
I think Zweon's is still on cooldown for a little bit, so should be a numbers advantage. The Paranoia comes in from Hung already. Grim Deliverance assassinates Jackie Love. Tien is next, and Cream will be the third, potentially. Finally able to escape with that between worlds, as Zweon had to walk up to that Baron pit, and he won't even be able to get to mid before it's started up here by LGD. Zweon gets the tier 1, but Bertle will chase him away as the Baron buff and this game control will belong to LGD as they take it down.
You know what, Bertle? Respect, brother. You knew that he had no TP, and he already stunned you, so why not? Just teleport in, get your TP shield, and help the rest of your team win this game.
Throughout their dominant run so far in the regular season, teleport comes in from Zweon. Try to cut the wave off and deny a Baron push for a little bit longer, but there's no flank in order at this point for Top Esports, as now it is Tongyuan immediately one-shotting his opposing mid laner. Cream in the death chamber for the next 50, and the Paranoia comes in. Hung chases down Jackie Love again, and it'll be a triple kill for the Akali. Make it a quadra. They're looking for the Penta. He didn't get it in game number 1. Might have it in game number 2. Zweon going to go down. It is going to be, no, it's Pentakill in for Tongyuan on the Akali, his first of his LPL career, as he will send LGD up to a 2-0 win over Top Esports.
That is one way to cap off a series against the #1 team here in the regular season. LGD, after 4.5 weeks of losing series, will close out a massive 2-0 win against Top Esports.
All roams to this Lee Sin and try to give a lead over to Junhao.
Junhao and his Lee Sin.
Has 2 and 2 on the pick, but like we talked about, has rarely gotten the opportunity to play this. So shortened a bit, still about that, double Scuttle Crab lead here for Shun, but like you talked about, the bigger lead is in hands with Keshi on this Jace, who only seems to increase the lead further. Bot side, we get the Realm Warp, though, coming out from Heru. Looking to go on to Viper, has the exhaust and the flash back up. Actually shifts forward, puts the exhaust down on Heru, who's on, has to flash away from On. And the Deadly Flourish blind actually finds Viper, and now On is screwed. It's a double up for On to On, and TT blow open the bottom lane. Got a 1,000 gold lead over to the Thunder Talk side. At the very least, though, the bot lane pressure seems to be pretty similar. Push out from Viper means that Shun will get that Chemtech Drake all to his lonesome. Grubs are up about 20 seconds. Junhao, you think he's looking for that dive. Remember, he has a timer to get those grubs, especially onto Keshi's Jason.
Yep. Yep, feels nice. Rise as well. We were talking about Thunder Talk need to get stuff done in the side lane. And Rise alone under a tower. Not, the most area, but with the 3 grubs can definitely do work. We've got Chemtech and Ocean Drake up next, so we're high rolling a soul this game. I don't know if you're allowed to get this Grump for free, Shun.
Not. No, nice to be wary of a Deadly Flourish. There's a double scout of the week. Drop down to the damage. Temper Fate's going to stall out Knight from using his ultimate. He's going to flash and find himself Junhao. Current Call is going to get canceled there by Viper, as Junhao now sees a 3-on-1 in his own jungle, and he's calling desperately for his teammates. Nice. But the power has been unleashed by Knight. No threat of the Paranoia really swaying the TT bottom lane. Maybe a True Shot Barrage to cancel that back. Gonna line up On and Viper's times as the Paranoia is gonna come out here onto Heru. Does not have that flash just up yet, and the scatter is gonna follow the fear. Nice. Beautiful setup for Shun, and Knight's gonna knock him down.
I know who I think is going to do more with this gold lead, but we'll have to see. Go for a dive, maybe.
Yep. Get a Sonic Wave. Resonating Strike comes back out. They're going to bait out the Ragnarok.
Not
Flash
great.
from Junhao as he takes a turret shot, but he's going to take the Sonic Wave back in. Too bad Shun's there to at least trade out. Jungle for jungle. Feather in the area as well. Finds.
Problem is that Knight's here for the second Drake. Keshi has TP, but he'd be losing so much on the other side if he does opt to TP. He's sitting back, maybe looking for a TP, but looks like Thunder Talk are just going to give it. So this is for BLG. They've got the 2 dragons. What soul are they going to roll into with this advantage?
He's going to end up picking up his blue buff. Off to the side, Scatter's going to land, but so is a Cosmic Biting onto Knight. No Deadly Flourish to follow that one up. As the lights go out, Shun goes forward onto Junhao. Kick away, though. Is going to make sure no fear lands. BLG trying to play with their lack of vision from TT as Viper takes the Magical Journey, goes after Feather. The Mystic Shot not going to land. He's going to exhaust onto Junhao. They're just outside the Curtain Call range, and Viper will find Junhao. Heru now going to help Keshi jump on top of On as the support's traded out, but Viper finds his second, shutting down Feather. And now Heru's on the wrong side of the tracks, and it's a flash forward from Flandra as he brings out the Ragnarok Rage to pick up the 3rd kill for BLG. Keshi also getting that valuable time onto the tier 1 bot side turret, so actually should be a positive trade if they pick up first break. Viper and On are threatening that mid tier 1, so there's the first break over to TT. Knight will immediately answer it, but again, feel like BLG are just benefiting more from this cross-map play. They pick up the Herald as well. The mid-tier 1 is
a matchup that you want, and you're happy to say, even if it's, okay, there's not the best matchup maybe in lane, but I'll get through the lane, and then we can team fight. This is not getting through the lane. You are 2,500 gold down.
If they make the deep run as they're expected to, you make a great point. Can't give away 2,500 gold to Zeus. Keen, you just can't.
Yep.
They will ruin games. Luckily, though, BLG in the present are not having to deal with that. They're daring Keshi.
Let's see, what can Keshi do, or is not going to take over this game?
Dragon already down about half HP before Shun even pulls up. He's got the Battle Herald ready. It's going to be On that hops into that thing. Temper Fate not going to glide out Shun, but is going to grab the Dragon. Lights are going to go out. Shun will secure Soul Point, and here comes Flandra with the Ragnarok. Viper pelting all of TT down the backline, and Shun finally goes in, but the Rise is already gone. Knight deleted him. Junhao in the gray screen as well. TT are cowering, sputtering on the back foot as they surrender all of the bot side map to the 2-time champs. Gets that crash into the tier 2 turret. They're at least going to get this nearly last play, but it's Knight that finds the scatter, and it's Viper that brings the hammer behind it. Feather even has to flash away from Viper as he goes blood crazy looking for these kills. True Shot Barrage won't find that mark, so Viper Arcane shifts and nearly takes Feather's head off again. Keshi is TP behind, has that big TP shield, but he's staring down an entire army. Shun's gonna flash after him just to make sure he get close enough for the fear, and that 2,500 gold lead doesn't mean squat when the army of BLG send you packing. Of course it's Viper to grab his 4th kill of the game. BLG break open game 1.
Lead, it's really not enough.
Heru just faked out a Realm Orb, but he kind of just gave away his only escape tool, and he gets walked down by Viper. The lights go out, sure, but TT, we dare ya to try and stop us. Well, there's the scatter, and there's Junhao's health bar. 70% of it already gone from one combo from Knight. True Shot Barrage makes it 90% of his health bar. Kurkal's gonna come out, Tempered Fate will stall, but Junhao's just gonna get ulted over the wall. Unleash power, there's no smite chance for TT, and BLG pick up the Baron and let Flandra loose on top of Keshi to get his revenge from the lane. Unable to land a Tempered Fate into that deadly flourish, but the fear from Shun stays the same, and the scatter flake from Knight might have just called game right here, right now. 5 strong for BLG, and they're barreling down the mid lane.
Knight is so good. It is beautiful to watch him play champions like this. He is so fed in this game, completely denies Junhao not only from getting into the Baron, but even the engage on stops any kill, then kills him over the wall. Thundertalk completely shut out of this game. Huge leads on everyone who isn't named Flandra. So you can see Arn in the player cam scratching his head. That's about how they feel.
Oh, he's almost there. It's only a measly 800 gold by this point, but safe to say the adage you made earlier, who do I trust when it's that 1.5k gold lead to get a win? Well, it's about to be the guy that's going to delete the other 1.5k gold lead if Keshi walks up to him.
No chance. Junhao spotted on every ward possible.
Turtle Drake has spawned. The lights can go out at any time, so Junhao, this flank kick target might not be as easy as you think. There's the lights go out as Junhao finds Flandra, but you can't kick the Olaf. He desperately tries to flash on the Knight, but he kicks him the wrong way. Full panic there from Junhao as he was on enemy vision the whole time, looking for the flank of a Sentry. Inhibitor gonna go down here, and BLG, the world is their oyster. They can go after the Infernal Soul if they'd like, or keep the siege up with the last remnants of the Baron buff, or just try and kill on off with a combo from Viper. Comes up, blinking health bar, the True Shot Barrage, forces the barrier out and cancels the curtain call. Realm War from Heru was a one-way trip that was not to be desired. Gets deleted by all of BLG, and now Knight not able to scatter Keshi. So nice sidesteps to get away from the stun.
Warps are very confusing. I want to try to think about, I mean, he's going in with his team there, but he went in by himself, 1 versus 5. Plus the execute, we're not. Knight is about to do disgusting amounts of damage in this game.
Lights go out. He's not getting scattered there. Shun follows the blast cone to make sure to execute his target, which is Heru. Has the GA even if he gets taken down. Viper flashes over the Tempered Fate as Knight gets rid of Junhao. 2 quick kills, and now BLG can set up the final funeral of TT in this game 1. Nice Cosmic Binding onto 2 comes out from Feather. They are able to actually find Viper on the back end of this. A nice shutdown from On, but there's the scatter. Flash away from another Q coming out from Knight. Shun will just look to finish off this last inhibitor turret. And BLG will lock in triple inhibitors dropped, double super minion waves coming in droves with this last middle inhibitor falling. They won't go for the killer blow now. Health bars are a little bit too low, and BLG are feeling clinical with this finish to game 1.
A little bit of running it down in the fountain there. Weren't able to end the game just then. But, I mean, how do you even kill Knight? He's got the barrier. Baron's going to get paused.
Tempered Fate. Junhao, Hero Steal. Let's see you go for it. Gonna go in a little bit early as the lights are turned off. He's gonna get feared and killed off before the Baron even goes down. Shun secures the kill, and the smite. Unleash power onto the back end. Heru is deleted once again. And TT are scattered like the wind. The scatter of the week does not find its mark there, but the super minions are doing the work here for BLG. They don't even need to touch those Nexus turrets. They've got the army to do it for them. Instead, they'll chase the final kills. On drops to Viper, Feather next to fall, and it's just ceremonious here from BLG as they lock in the ace, and they Baron up their super minions to kill off the Nexus. BLG 25-5 take our game 1.
Fire's gonna get outscaled. Ari is gonna you know, there's a lot of bodies in front of her, the dogs as well from Nefiri. They have to get active early. It's a draft, it's a comp that has to fight. XP, doing a pretty good job of keeping the game even. But yeah, this is a comp that if Thunder Talk start to get the ball rolling, hold on.
Heru, he's just walking Knight down.
Damn.
And he's got himself a solo bolo to start off this game for TT.
Yes, as Flandre will roam down for Junhao. Junhao has flash, so he should be okay.
Trying to cut the distance. Gonna have to be a dry public execution whenever he wants to throw it out. The Vault Breaker's canceled. Flandre now gonna win the public execution, but Shun follows flash for flash, and the Darkened Daggers.
Keshi roams. Junhao and Heru link up. Scuttle over. Now the XP. Oh,
no,
nice ult.
The back on vision from Keshi. And here comes the heroic entrance. Not gonna get the knock up with the flash. Means Keshi has no other ways away from Flandre. He runs out of cooldowns and has to let Keshi go. He's going to equalize the wave to make sure he doesn't get dove, but he's going to walk into Knight. He doesn't even need the dive to find the kill. Keshi walks up to a brush that he just could not go into.
It is a positive play for BLG. They get the kill and the grubs, but they're losing Drake. This sequence just feels a little awkward to me. I mean, Keshi doesn't have to die there. He altered the wave and probably could just base. Sure, a mistake, but it still feels to me as though we get this dragon and it's a Cloud Soul could be really nice, but even Shun delaying the dragon is really nice. Waiting, both top laners waiting.
This is top laners at their best right here.
Stacking up his heat.
Standing basically the same way, just
here it comes.
TP. Oh my god, they're chilling at the same time virtually. Here we go, TT. Let's see what type of fight you could start. Encore onto 3, into the 3-man knockup. Alley-oop, dunk down, BLG style. Oh my lord, it should fly halfway across the screen as well as he gets an almost instantaneous triple. Knight TP's behind Heru. Now he's got to flash a fat wall. What a wombo from Billy Gaming.
Yeah, unbelievable team fight there from BLG. Thunder Talk's comp needs to front to back. They need to play it.
He virtually dunked himself for the hoop as well. That's how high he jumped in that one. Flandre even connects public execution. The funniest thing of all those ults, the one to miss was Vipers at first on the Ash Arrow, but 4 out of 5, they'll take it. BLG all of a sudden completely dominating this game too. They're going to take the Herald as well on the back end of this. TT not in position to make that fight work, and we're about 15 and a half minutes in, and we have yet to see a big cease and desist. We've seen one Spirit Rush for Harry to get a solo kill. No equalizers to be spoken of. It's another game where BLG's plan has completely stalled out the TT train. And this Ash Arrow will be dodged on. There's the flash cease and desist. Spirit Rush forward, but the charm lands onto On, who tanks it happily for his jungler. Harrow's gonna grab that kill, get the reset, but here comes the Galio from Knight to cut off TT at the roots. There's the Darkened Daggers. The Hound's Pursuit cut off from a Blast Cone. Shun can't get the reset. He's gonna double dash back towards his teammates. A Viper flash forward to get that final auto in, and the slows are a stacking on top of On. Taunt lands for Knight as he bops down Heru. It's another BLG bloodbath, and there's no sign of it slowing down because here comes Flandre to make it 4.
It's a little uncomfortable, I guess. Knight playing T1 Galio. Surely that's a soft spot. I mean, come on. But
I didn't even think of that, Jack.
Knock up on your E.
The only thing that made me okay, hold on. We're gonna have to hold this point. Heru's dead, by the way. Just wait. There's the... Oh, no, good charm. Does do a nice little interrupt. There's the Encore, though. Oh, my God. On hits Heru on the back end as well. He eats the Ash Arrow. Sees the assist come through for Junhao. He's going to go back in on top of Viper. Viper trying to glide out, but he is done for. Good thing he set up Flandre to be the cleanup crew on the backside of this fight as all the melees look to clean up and brawl BLG style.
Shun's laughing.
4 more kills, and Shun and Knight smiling, cheesing on the player cams. They know they've got this game and this series in the bag.
Good to see the vibes still good after the JDG series. Happy with how this game is going. Definitely having fun in it too. Our decision. We haven't seen this bot lane in a while, like this early in the draft, but nothing left to play into it, right? There's no threat of an Olaf, which is really the thing that stopped the Ashe Seraphine prior because it can't really deal with the Olaf that well. And then Thundertalk never really got to take a team fight that they wanted to, and now, I mean, they're trying.
They're looking for On, though. He's just going to turn around with an Encore, and Flandra hits a backside public execution, and here comes the dive. Shun does get interrupted from his Darkened Dagger pursuit, but it just doesn't matter. TT don't got the juice to make any semblance of a BLG smoothie. It's a triple kill to Viper, and BLG wiping the floor with Thunder Talk.
So you got any good movie recommendations? I mean, this is where we're at in this game. 10,000 down,
The new Spider-Man was
Baron's
pretty
going
great.
over. I haven't seen it.
You should go see it. It's a very good movie. It's a lot better than that flash from On.
I mean, he lived.
He lived another day.
But the Odyssey.
Yeah, but why would you say he lived, by the way? Why would you know the power that you have as a caster? You did that, Jack. You got on-killed right
I've
there.
had some bad ones recently. I don't know. I can't remember which game it was, but I said someone was doing good and then I killed them. Like, they died on the spot. Knight is also
gliding, man.
dead. We're just...
Viper? All right, Viper, you got
I don't even know what's going on. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why Viper's still here. Have you seen the Odyssey? I've heard good things about that.
Yes. The Odyssey is definitely better than the new Spider-Man. My favorite things about Nolan or the Odyssey is that everything you see in that movie, there's no big visual effects. Like you see in League of Legends here, where a bunch of circles are landing on top of each other, a bunch of flashy things. The charm is the big one to point out there. Haru does find the kill onto Viper. It was a one-way trip for Junhao. Regardless, oh my god, Shun does not care about a tier 2 turret. And there's another great public execution from Flandra. The dive bros are going deep this time. They'll be able to collect a kill onto On there. Equalizer going to come down. While we were talking movies, by the way, BLG picked up an uncontested Baron. And now off another skirmish win, they're breaking open the TT base before we even hit 23 minutes.
I have to say, Thundertalk's dive onto Viper is good, but Shun is so confident. He knows how the game is going, and Flandra actually putting on a good performance. This is the first game that I genuinely feel like, okay, this is good.
He is the one holding a 2,500 gold lead up against Meshi by this point. Improvements nonetheless, but I'm glad you called it out because we did outline that this comp from BLG does actually set an Mbessa up. We'll be able to get away from them safely back to the waiting arms of Viper and On. BLG are kind of just going through the motions, everybody. 30 seconds until they get on Ocean Soul Point. But TT are trying to pick them off. Problem is they've got a global Galio to fly in. Flandra not going to die because the Encore from On stops TT in their tracks once again. They thought they had a 4-on-1, and now they've got a 4-on-none. 5 up for BLG, and they're pushing into the TT base from the 1 lane left.
Knight on T1 Galio in that spot? What are we doing? What are we doing, Knight? What are we doing? That's the shout out is real, but BLG walking over this game. Last game, Thundertalk had a chance. This game, it felt like Haru got a solo kill. That's the only positive, really. Look at the damage that BLG are doing in this game. Angry after the JDG loss. Flandra with a great game in this second game and a quick series by BLG.
Just a couple seconds over 25 minutes. And TT do come out victorious. They nearly had the same kill count as game 1, by the way. I think I spotted it was 28-6.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.